Hey everyone, I'm Liz, and I just finished my first year of college, so I thought I would come on here and kind of make a video about what my experience was like, what was different than what I expected, and more specifically like the things that I kind of learned in my first year of college that I kind of want to pass on that knowledge to people who may be entering their first year of college in the coming year and the next couple years. So I guess I'll start off with just kind of introducing what I'm doing because I feel like I haven't really talked about it specifically yet. But I am at a 4-year university studying visual arts, specifically cinematic arts. For the first whole year, because I'm a visual arts major, I'm in the visual arts department, I had to take all these like foundation art classes that were just, like basic starting art classes to make sure I had the like prerequisites for like all of the like future individualized like specialized classes that go with cinematic arts. So my year so far has been basically just like doing different kinds of art and like not really focusing on my main stuff besides like what I do in my free time. So yeah, next semester I actually will get into like classes for my specific major, which I'm really excited about. But yeah, this year was just all the basics and it was really fun too. I enjoyed it a lot. I mean, there was frustrations, but I think that's how it is in college no matter what, like no matter what you're studying. So, yeah, I think I'm just going to jump right into like kind of the things that I learned this year because then I can talk about like my experiences overall through those things. I think I made a note, like a list of notes on my phone with like the specific things, and I have 6 things on the list. There's probably more, but these are the things that I could think of like right off the top of my head. So the first one is look up your professors before you sign up for classes. So if you are not aware, there is a website called ratemyprofessor.com, I believe it is, and you can look up professors from every university, and if people have written like reviews on them, they will be there and you can see like what people thought of that professor. It's pretty good. I find it pretty accurate. You've got usually enough reviews on some professors don't have any reviews at all, but some have like enough that you can get like a really good idea of like what kind of professor they are. So Rate My Professor is really good because if you do get to choose your classes, if you do get to choose what you're taking when, there's often like multiple sections of a class, like so even if it's something that you have to take, sometimes you can sign up for like different professors teaching it. So look at Rate My Professor. Sometimes they're not on there, like I said, so you might just have to take a chance, but I would always like think about who you're taking it with because sometimes like the whole experience of a class I think can be completely different depending on what kind of professor you have, like whether there's someone who's enthusiastic about what they're teaching or someone who's not so enthusiastic about what they're teaching, or talk to people that like maybe you've already people that are studying what you want to study or whatever at this university you're going to, and talk to them about like what professors they've had and who they liked and who they didn't, because that's really valuable information. The next one is like if you are someone who is living on campus, don't be in your room like 90% of the time because, well, there's multiple reasons for this. One, if you're a first year college student, chances are you don't really have friends on campus yet. So really what you want to do is get out there, put yourself out there and try to make friends. That's a pretty like obvious thing I think, and it's really easy to make friends on campus. There's plenty of clubs to join usually. There's people in your classes you can talk to easily. There's always events going on campuses. So my advice is just get out of your room, go out and meet people. Everyone in the freshman year, I mean, like some people come into college with friends already. Like they specifically chose to go to college with their friends, but like most people kind of go into college like with no friends, not knowing who they are going to end up hanging out with, and they're looking for people. So just put yourself out there and you're going to find people. And like I would say, yeah, everyone's nervous at the beginning of college. Some people are way more anxious about it than others, and that's completely understandable. But I just want to say like college goes so fast that you like kind of forget that you were ever nervous because like you blink and you're already like a month in and you have all your friends and it's like a completely different experience than you thought it was going to be. Also, like another main reason you shouldn't spend 90% of your time in your room is because most likely you're going to have roommates and they're also going to want to spend some time in the room. If you're always in the room and they never get any alone time there, like that's going to be really frustrating for them, and it's not fair to them for you to always be taking up like space in there. Specifically, please communicate with your roommates. I had a friend who had a roommate this year that just like didn't talk to her except for like writing passive aggressive sticky notes and stuff like that. Like, you do not talk. I Even if you're nervous about talking to people, like, you really just have to be like, hey, like, I really like to spend a lot of time in a room. Is there any time specifically that you want me to be gone so that you can just have some alone time too? Like, I don't know, just speak to people. People are generally pretty easy to talk to. So don't be in your room all the time and communicate with your roommates. And also, it's really easy to make friends if you're just nice to people. So going off of the like making friends kind of idea is my next thing that I learned. And that is like, don't get too close to people too fast. I don't want you to hear me say that and then like keep yourself separated from people and never try to get close to them, because that's not the case. But like, I don't know, I know personally I was really fortunate. Like, I was really fortunate to live on like a living learning community floor, and I was living with all other artists. So everyone I was living with, like, I bonded really quickly with. I had like all my classes with them, and I had other things that I had to do with them, and we all just got to know each other really fast. And like, it was really great, but like some nights we would stay up way too late talking about things that were just too deep to be telling each other right off the bat. And it's like, yeah, it's fun. It's good it's like fun to share secrets. And I feel like people tend to do that because you come from like high school where you've had like maybe the same friends for 4 years and you got into a state of closeness with them, and then you split off. So now you miss that closeness with people. So you're eager to kind of jump right back in and get close with people really fast. But like, maybe don't, like, I don't want to say like, again, don't like shut yourself off, but like maybe save all the deep talks, like wait. Especially because like we would call it sad boy hours, and we would stay up really late and we would talk about deep stuff and things that were bothering us. And I don't know, it just made all of us super depressed. And like, yeah, it's really good to talk to your friends about things that are bothering you and like stuff, but like the way we were doing it was just super unhealthy. So like, and also you can often like, you think someone's going to be your best friend and then you end up not really getting along that well. So you have to like cut off ties, but you just really should set boundaries in the beginning when you're getting to know them, instead of like trying to cut it off later. So like, just be wary of that, pay attention to who you're becoming friends with. I'm going to save this one for the last because I think this one is like kind of deep and I want to end on that note. But like, so I think I'm going to jump into two that are kind of unrelated to the rest. But one is that it's so easy to be unhealthy in college. Like, a college food is just, it's really difficult because it's like, there are some really, really healthy options, and if you're really good about it, you will always make those choices and you'll stay healthy. You'll go to the gym and you'll get fit and you won't gain the freshman 15. But like, I came into college saying, yes, I'm going to be healthy. I'm going to make healthy choices. I'm going to be in control of my food and my exercise schedule, and I'm going to always go to the gym, and I'm not going to gain weight. And I gained like 15 pounds because I didn't keep up with that. It's so easy to be unhealthy. There's like so much junk food available on campus, and it's usually the case at most schools that they have that, So you just have to really be aware and like pay attention to yourself and what your body is like telling you and what it needs and stuff like that. That's not helping your academics or like your mood or anything. So just pay attention to that. Yeah. Another thing that like I started to notice like through my first semester, and it started to really bother me through my second semester, was the amount of trash I was producing as a college student. A lot of the meals that I was getting were coming in like single-use containers or bags and stuff that I would eat the food and throw it away. I just realized I was producing way more trash than I used to. It was so much easier to buy like single-use things and things wrapped in plastic and like just everything. Like, so many straws. I used so many straws that I didn't need to use this like year, that like I started like in the past like month or so, I've started to become really aware about like waste-free living and like making better choices to avoid like single-use plastics and stuff. And it's like, one thing I think that I didn't realize is kind of a misconception is that a lot of things are recyclable that actually in real life aren't easily recyclable and don't always get recycled. And like, it's better to just avoid using those things in the first place than it is to say like, oh, I'll use it and I'll just recycle it later. Like, recycling is still really good and I encourage everyone to do it, but like, try to like pay attention to like when you get a meal at school and you get like a straw or something like in a to-go box, like make sure you're not using more like single-use plastics than you need to, just because it'll help the environment in the long run. College is a super easy place to like produce a lot of trash, and it's also really easy to avoid doing that as long as you're paying attention and being aware. So, okay, that's 5, and that brings me to my 6th lesson that I learned this year. That was like the biggest one, like just like it's kind of crazy to me. I grew up so fast this year, and I know all of my friends grew up so fast this year, and I know that when you are a freshman in college, that you will grow up so fast in 1 year. It's such a huge change to go from high school. I feel like there's more of a routine in high school that's just kind of laid out for you. Like you wake up in the morning, you eat breakfast, you go to school. And like when you get to college, you still need to have structure, but you have to do it yourself. You have to remind yourself to eat food and to eat healthy food. You have to remind yourself to do your homework because like your teachers aren't pushing you to do it. Your parents aren't there to push you to do it. It's up to you to manage your time. It's up to you to like manage your health. It's up to you to like be a responsible adult. I don't know. It just teaches you a lot more responsibility, and like just having that independence really just accelerates your emotional and like mostly emotional and mental growth. There's a lot of things you learn like with dealing with other people, especially if you're someone who lives on campus and you're spending like all of your time with other college students who are just as stressed out as you. Another thing too is like even if you're trying to like what I said at the beginning, or like the third one was like try not to get close to people too fast. Well, that's inevitable in some ways. What my idea with that is like don't spill your guts before like you're really ready to with people just because you're like really wanting close friends again. But like you're gonna get close to people really fast, just inevitably. And that's just how it is. Like I went to college and I immediately made like all new friends. And it coming to the end of the year now, it feels like I've known these people for 10 years, but it hasn't even been like a full year yet. You're so busy every day. You're so busy doing things. You're spending all your time with people and like not really like slowing down at all. And like the year goes by so fast. I feel like I was just like moving in yesterday. It's so crazy to me that I'm done my first year of college. And I feel like I'm a completely different person when I think about like this time last year, like who I was, like the things like about me, like my confidence level, the ways I interacted with people, like my spiritual self, like my responsible self, like the way I felt about things or the things I was into. Like I think the first year of college is like a really good example of like a milestone in your life that makes you kind of realize like, wow, I'm getting older and I'm just gonna keep getting older. And like it's a really beautiful thing. Like it's amazing, but it's also scary. So like just, I don't know, be aware of that and like don't freak yourself out because it's really awesome and it's really amazing, and like it's really important to just live in the moment because time is just keeps going, but like you really just have to appreciate it for what it is and not like worry about what it isn't. College is really fun, and it's like you just kind of have to take it a day at a time in the beginning because you will be nervous, you will be worried, but I trust me, like it's gonna be fine. Like you're gonna be fine and it's gonna be amazing and you're gonna really appreciate it. And if you don't, I had a friend who dropped out middle of her freshman year and she's happy now that she decided to do that. College isn't for everyone. So don't worry. You can stop at any time. You can change your major. You can do this. You can do that. College is not that scary. Okay, my camera's about to die, so I have to end this video here, but thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Sorry for rambling so much, and I hope you watch more videos in the future. You can hit the subscribe button down below if you would like to, and hit the notification bell to find out when I make another video. So, alright, bye. I love you.